Captain America's shield wasn't broken in battle. It shattered the moment Wolverine lifted something no mutant ever should. Thor was missing. The skies were silent. And the hammer had chosen its new wielder, not a god, but a weapon with claws. The Avengers demanded answers. Wolverine gave none. But Nick Fury knew something no one else did. This wasn't about worthiness. This was about betrayal. And the hammer wasn't meant to save Earth. It was built to end it. Smoke curled into the morning sky, turning the battlefield into a graveyard of scorched steel and torn earth. The ground still trembled with leftover thunder, but the war was already over. Wolverine stood alone in the crater. His chest rose and fell, blood running down his side, but he didn't move. Not when Iron Man's jet screeched overhead. Not when the Quinjet landed behind him. Not even when Captain America walked toward him, slow, deliberate, silent. In Logan's hand, lightning flickered. It wasn't his claws this time. He was holding a hammer, not Thor's. Something older, darker. The handle was carved from blackened stone, wrapped in alien hide. Runes pulsed down its sides in a language none of the Avengers recognized. And at Wolverine's feet lay the shattered pieces of Captain America's shield. Cap's boots scraped against the rubble. He didn't speak for a long time, just stared at what had once been Vibranium, what had once stood for everything. "I want the truth," Steve said. Wolverine didn't answer. The hammer pulsed again, and clouds gathered in the sky above them like a heartbeat. Behind them, Iron Man hovered into view. His faceplate slid back. "What is that?" he said, voice low. "Because it sure as hell isn't Mjolnir." "It chose me," Wolverine finally muttered. Cap's eyes narrowed. "Who did?" "The hammer." "That's not an answer. It's the only one you're getting." A boom of thunder cracked through the sky as the hammer flashed with raw energy. The air shifted, not just with pressure, with something older. Like the sky itself had flinched. Iron Man raised his hand slowly. "Logan, we need you to let it go." "I tried," he said. Everyone froze. "I tried," he repeated, his voice hollow. "It won't let me." The hammer pulsed again, brighter this time. Lightning crawled up Wolverine's forearm, merging with his veins, pulsing in time with his heart. It was alive. Not in a sentient way, something deeper, something primal. Black Widow stepped forward from the jet's ramp. "Where's Thor?" Wolverine didn't respond. "Where is he, Logan?" Cap asked again. He turned his head slowly, meeting Steve's eyes. "Gone." Cap clenched his fists. "Gone where?" "I don't know," Logan said. "He was here when I found the cave. Then he wasn't." "What cave?" "In the ice," Logan murmured. "Under Norway. Not marked on any map. Buried in something older than this world." I followed a feeling. I thought it was Weapon X instincts. It wasn't. It was calling me. Iron Man scanned the hammer again. His suit glitched. "That's not a Asgardian." "Not exactly," Tony said. "It's a mimic, made to look like Mjolnir. But the energy core, it's fused with something alien." Cap's jaw tightened. "Shield." "No," Tony said. "This isn't human tech. This is ancient. Pre-Odin." Wolverine took a step forward. The hammer pulsed again. This time, the sky cracked open, just for a second, and a scream echoed out. A scream no one could place. Not human, not Asgardian. Everyone drew back. "You hear that?" Logan said. "What was it?" Natasha whispered. "I've been hearing it since I picked this thing up." Cap looked down at his broken shield. "You said it chose you." "I didn't ask for it. You're not worthy." Wolverine's grip tightened. The hammer flashed, and lightning struck a crater 50 feet away. "You think I don't know that?" he snapped. "You think I wanted to carry this curse?" Cap didn't flinch. "Then drop it." "I can't." Suddenly, a boom echoed across the valley. Everyone looked up. From the torn sky, a flash of red streaked toward them. A projection, shimmering, glitching. And in it was Thor. Not the one they knew. This Thor looked half destroyed, his eyes bloodshot, his voice cracking like thunder against steel. "Do not trust the hammer," he growled. "It was not meant for Earth." The image shattered. Iron Man backed up. That wasn't a message. That was a warning. Wolverine didn't move. His hand clenched tighter around the hammer's grip, and it glowed with a deep, burning red now. Not lightning, not power, but rage. "I didn't know," Logan said quietly. "I just wanted answers." "And what did it show you?" Cap asked. "Burning skies, a god screaming, and me standing on a dead world, holding this thing like it was always mine. That's not a future we're going to let happen," Iron Man said. Logan looked at him. His eyes weren't glowing. His voice wasn't loud, but there was something broken behind his stare. "You think I want that? You think I wanted to be chosen by some ancient weapon forged in a dead god's name?" Cap stepped forward, shieldless, unarmed, and still unshaken. "We don't know what's controlling you, but this ends now, right here." Wolverine nodded slowly. "Then come take it." The hammer pulsed again. The wind died. The sky went still. And somewhere deep in the ruins, far beneath the earth, something answered back. A voice, ancient, cracked, monstrous, whispered into the cracks of reality. He has awakened it. No one else heard it. Only Logan. And he didn't know whether that voice was coming from the hammer or from somewhere deeper inside him. The doors to the underground vault slammed shut behind Nick Fury as retinal scans passed over his lone eye. The rest of the world was watching Logan. He was watching history repeat itself. Fury walked through 3 layers of biometric locks, a narrow corridor lined with steel cabinets and cryo-frozen drives. One drawer glowed faint green, untouched for years. He keyed in a code only he and Maria Hill ever knew. The file slid out with a hiss. It was labeled in bold, Weapon M. He tapped it once. A hollow hum ran through the air as the lights dimmed, and the screen lit up with a logo that hadn't been seen since before the fall of Project Insight. The hammer wasn't Asgardian. It was ours. Back on the surface, Iron Man's repulsors fired low bursts as he scanned Wolverine from every angle. The results made no sense. No defined energy core. No identifiable tech. No source of power. And still, the thing pulsed with energy that rivaled a neutron star. "This is not alien." "Not exactly," Tony muttered. "It's mimicking Thor's hammer, sure. But this is reacting to Logan's biology. It's bonded with his cells." Wolverine didn't move. His face was pale now, sweating, breathing hard. The hammer looked heavier than it had minutes ago. "Fury," Tony said through his comms. "Tell me this wasn't one of yours." But Fury didn't answer. He was still staring at the classified feed inside the vault. A grainy video flickered to life. A test chamber. 12 years ago. Underground base. The camera shook from unstable energy. And in the center of it all, a prototype hammer. Rough. Raw. Screaming with unstable radiation. Scientists in S.H.I.E.L.D. uniforms scrambled away from it as a test subject screamed in agony. That subject's DNA matched with Logan's. It wasn't him, but it was cloned from him. "We were trying to copy Mjolnir," the voiceover said. Fury recognized it. Howard Stark, not to create gods, but to control them. The experiment failed. The subject died, but the hammer didn't. They buried it in the Norwegian cave. They swore it would never resurface. Fury clenched his jaw, and now the bastard found it. Back in the clearing, Captain America took a step toward Logan again. He didn't raise his voice. He didn't need to. "You're not well." "I know. That thing is killing you." "I know that too." "Then drop it, soldier." "I can't." The hammer pulsed again. But this time, it wasn't lightning that cracked from its edges. It was something deeper, like memory bleeding out of metal. Images flashed into Logan's mind. Not visions. Instructions. The hammer was showing him blueprints, memories from a species long gone. Giant constructs. War machines buried in ice. Gates that bent light. A god prison built before the dawn of Asgard. And a voice that called him its heir. "What's it showing you?" Natasha asked from behind. "Hell," Logan whispered. "Or maybe worse. A plan." "What kind of plan?" "To bring it back." "What's it?" "I don't know," he said. "But it's been waiting a long damn time." Iron Man's HUD screamed red warnings. "This thing is triggering latent electromagnetic nodes across the planet," he said. "It's syncing with satellite orbits." This isn't just a hammer, it's a key. A key to what? Cap said. Wolverine looked up. Whatever they buried before Thor was born. Then the sky turned gold. A shimmering rift tore open above them. Not a portal, a wound in reality. Dr. Strange stepped out of it mid-float, his hands swirling with golden runes. He didn't speak. He just looked at the hammer, then at Logan. Then his eyes widened. His spells froze. He descended slowly, mouth grim. "That's not a weapon," he said. "That's a mistake." Strange walked closer, runes floating around him. His cloak billowed even without wind. The hammer growled in his presence, deep vibrations that cracked the nearby rocks. "I sensed it waking up," Strange said. "Didn't believe it. Not after the last seal broke." "Last seal?" Stark asked. "There were 5, hidden in different realms. This hammer was the 6th, the last fail-safe. Against what?" Strange didn't answer immediately. Then he looked directly at Logan. "Against a species that the gods themselves feared. The Narthuan." "Never heard of them," Tony said. "You wouldn't," Strange replied. "They were erased. Not defeated. Not conquered. Erased from all records by Odin himself. They didn't die. They were locked away." "And that hammer?" Steve asked. "It's how they planned to come back." Logan's grip faltered for a second. "I didn't know," he said. Strange nodded. "It didn't need you to. It needed your rage, your will to survive. You were the perfect match. Because unlike Thor, you don't care if the world burns around you." Lightning cracked across the sky, this time not from the hammer, but from far off. Something was answering it. "What do we do?" Steve asked. "We don't," Strange said. "Logan does." Everyone turned. Strange raised a single glowing hand and traced a rune midair. It showed an image, a projection of the void. Thor floated inside, chained in golden light, screaming in silence. "It took him," Strange said. "As warning, as bait, as silence." Tony looked down at the hammer. "This thing is broadcasting. To what?" "To a gate buried beneath Earth's crust," Strange said. "And if Logan continues holding it." The ground trembled. The sky dimmed. That gate opens. Wolverine fell to one knee. The hammer burned in his hand now, molten lines of energy cracking across his forearm, snaking toward his chest. He was changing, but not into something new, into something the hammer remembered. "I didn't ask for this," Logan growled. Strange looked down. "No one ever does." The wind howled like it remembered a name no one dared to say. Wolverine collapsed to one knee, the hammer trembling in his grip. His fingers cracked as ancient energy surged through his veins, not just strengthening him, but rewiring him. The sky above him had stopped bleeding lightning. Now it bled silence. Dr. Strange drew a protective rune in the air. Golden sparks scattered as the ground beneath them shook again, deeper this time, like something far below was moving. "You said there was a gate under Earth," Tony said. "You mean underground, or?" "No," Strange replied. "I mean under everything. Beneath the ley lines. Beneath time itself." Black Widow's expression didn't change. "And what's on the other side of that?" Strange looked at Wolverine. "A god prison, built by beings older than Odin. Before Asgard. Before the 9 realms were mapped. When the stars were still choosing sides." Wolverine slowly stood. "I saw it," he said. "In the vision. A place without time." Thor was screaming inside it. "Because the hammer knows," Strange said. "It remembers. And it's using your body to unlock that prison." Cap stepped forward. "We need to shut this down now." "No," Strange snapped. "You shut this down wrong. You open the door wider. And there's something on the other side ready to crawl through." The hammer pulsed again. Wolverine's eyes flashed silver. Not blue like lightning. Silver like ancient steel. Strange began chanting, palms raised toward the weapon, trying to stabilize the energy. But the hammer reacted instantly, blasting a wave of force that sent him flying backward through his own portal. The Quinjet exploded on impact behind him. Everyone ducked. Smoke and fire spiraled into the sky, but Wolverine didn't move. "I'm not doing this," he said. "I know," Cap replied. But it wants me to. Then let it go. I told you I can't. Iron Man's suit flickered from the energy surge. Then we cut it off. I've got sonic disruptors and nerve detachment rounds. Try it, Logan warned. And I'm not the one you'll be fighting. Strange reappeared through a rip in the air, limping, blood on his lip. No one touches him, he barked. The hammer is nearly fully synced. If we interrupt it now, we won't just risk killing Logan. He pointed upward. We risk releasing what's inside that prison. The hammer sparked again, then went silent. Everything stopped. No wind, no clouds, not even birds. Then a voice echoed across the field, but not through ears, through memory. He is ready. Wolverine's eyes widened. Who said that? No one answered. The voice came again. Open the way, flesh of the claw, heir of fury, son of metal and bone. I'm no one's heir, Logan growled. The hammer glowed white. The light stretched up, straight into the sky. Far above Earth, satellites fried. Space stations powered down. A distant asteroid belt shifted. The hammer had become a beacon. Strange closed his eyes. It's summoning the keys. What keys? Tony demanded. There are 3 locks to the prison. One is the hammer. The second is buried in Earth's mantle. And the third, Strange opened his eyes, is Thor. Wolverine breathed harder. His bones began to vibrate under the strain. You said he's trapped, Natasha said. He is. Because the prison made him the final lock. If all 3 activate, a massive pulse exploded outward from the hammer. The earth itself responded. In the distance, mountains cracked. Oceans rippled. Somewhere in Siberia, an ancient temple broke open, light spilling from its core. In the center of it, an orb rose, spinning with celestial glyphs. Key 2 activated. And across the void, in that lightless, frozen prison outside time, Thor screamed. The third key began to unlock. Cap turned back to Strange. How do we stop this? We don't stop the hammer. We stop Logan. But Logan was already gone. Not physically, mentally. He stood rigid, eyes closed, seeing everything the hammer saw. Ancient warfields, galaxies burning, titans falling, the rise of the Narthuan, a species of creators who didn't worship gods. They built them. And when their creations rose too far, they built a prison to hold the gods in place. Logan was watching the memory of the last war. And in the vision, he saw something horrifying. Himself. Not him exactly, but a version of him. Claws made of dark light, skin pulsing with furnace veins, and the same hammer, but corrupted, dripping with fire. The memory being turned to Logan and whispered, "You were always meant to come back." Wolverine snapped out of it, gasping. He dropped to his hands and knees. The hammer hit the ground and didn't stop glowing. "I saw something," he said. "Another me. Not a clone, not a copy. Something older." Strange nodded. "Because you're not the first to wield it. The hammer returns to the one who survived the last extinction. The only one." Iron Man's voice went cold. "You're saying Logan lived a previous cycle?" "I'm saying he never died." Cap reached out gently. "Logan, we're here. You're still you." Wolverine's breathing slowed. Then the hammer let out one final pulse and stopped glowing. But it wasn't done. It had finished sinking. And in the sky above, a rift split open again. But this time, something came through. Not a god, not a beast, a throne, floating mid-air, forged from bone and star metal. And on it sat a figure, skin black as void, eyes burning white, claws curled around an orb of frozen time. No armor, no tech, just power. The last Narthuan warlord. And he was smiling. The throne floated above the battlefield, humming with impossible silence. The Narthuan warlord didn't speak. He didn't need to. His presence tore through gravity, bending the air around him. Lightning curled backward. Time bent forward. And beneath it, Wolverine stood still, hammer glowing faint in his grip, eyes hollow like something inside had broken, and something else had woken up. Captain Marvel landed hard beside Iron Man. "Do we hit it?" she asked. "We hit him," Tony answered, aiming both palms at Logan. Cap's voice cut through. Don't. He's activating the lock, Steve. Whether he wants to or not. He's still one of us. Not if he opens that gate. The hammer pulsed again. Wolverine raised his head. A surge of energy spiraled from the throne into his chest. His veins lit up like circuits. His claws snapped out, now half metal, half rune. Then he moved. 1 second, Iron Man was stable. The next, Logan was on him. Claws scraped across titanium. Sparks exploded midair. Tony blasted backward, smashing into a tree and crashing to the dirt in a spiral of smoke. Carol shot forward. Wolverine blocked her energy blast with the hammer. It swallowed her light whole, then unleashed it back tenfold. She dropped groaning. Cap ran at Logan. No shield, no tech, just fists. He ducked under swing, slammed a punch into Logan's ribs, but the hammer responded before Logan could. A pulse of force sent Steve flying. Black Panther lunged from the side. A flurry of claws met Adamantium. Vibranium fought steel. Logan didn't flinch. His eyes were silver now, but his mouth whispered one word through the chaos. Stop. But the hammer didn't. It didn't want him to stop. It fed on resistance. It evolved through war. And it was changing Logan more with every strike. Doctor Strange returned midair, spinning golden sigils as fast as thought. A rune slammed into Logan's chest, but the hammer absorbed it, then reversed it. The spell exploded back at Strange. His cloak caught it midair, pulling him to safety. Barely. Cap dragged himself up. That's not Logan anymore. He's still in there, Natasha said, eyes locked. Then we better get him out. Fast. Thunder cracked. The Narthuan warlord finally raised his hand. Everyone froze. The sky split open again, this time not a portal. A countdown. A celestial ring began forming in orbit. Massive, ancient, lit with languages lost to the universe. Strange's eyes widened. That's the gate. If it opens, Tony asked, limping, we lose everything. Wolverine stood between Earth and extinction, and even he couldn't tell which side he was on anymore. Then came a voice no one expected. Not thunder, not command, but soft. Logan. Thor. Falling from the sky like a comet, landing hard. One knee down, Mjolnir in hand, armor cracked, but alive. You were never meant to carry that burden. Wolverine's arms trembled. His claws retracted. The hammer flickered. The throne above dimmed. Thor walked closer, lightning silent around him. Give it up, he said. I can't. You must. I didn't ask for this. And yet it found you. Wolverine looked down. The hammer pulsed one last time. Then something cracked. Not metal, not bone. The connection. Wolverine screamed. The hammer burst into light, splitting into pieces midair and disintegrating like ash on the wind. The throne above flickered. The warlord growled, and something ancient screamed across the stars. It had lost its champion, but it wasn't done. Not yet. The sky didn't calm. Even with the hammer destroyed, the ring in orbit kept spinning, faster, louder, cracking stars into sparks. Thor dropped to one knee. His body still pulsed with pain from a prison. It's not stopping. It should have, Iron Man said, armor cracked, voice strained. He let go. The hammer's gone. No, Strange said. That wasn't the source. That was just the trigger. Captain America looked up at the massive ring as it split into 3 glowing layers. One was time, one was light, the last was memory. Then it clicked. Logan was never the key, he said. Strange nodded. He was the lock. The real key had been activated the moment Wolverine resisted. The hammer wasn't choosing him to open the gate. It was testing him to see if he could hold it closed. And now it was too late. From the cracks above Earth, a voice returned, not like before. No whispers, just truth. We built the gods, and then we buried them. Now they will bury you. The sky shattered, and from it descended a being not made of flesh, but of fractured faith. Not the warlord, but the prototype, a massive skeletal frame, surrounded by spinning rings of gravity and heat, eyes glowing like burning moons. It dropped into orbit without fire. Just silence that suffocated every signal on Earth. It wasn't alive. It was remembered into existence by the prison collapsing. The Avengers readied for war, but Strange held them back. "Don't," he said. "This thing doesn't kill. It rewrites. It erases timelines." Tony's HUD went static. Panther's tech locked. Mjolnir went cold in Thor's hand. Only Logan stood still, unarmed, bleeding, but unshaken. The prototype looked at him. "You resisted," it said. Wolverine didn't answer. "You were not meant to. You are evolution's last accident. A weapon that won't be used." "You're damn right. You broke the cycle," the prototype said. "Now you must end it. What do you think I've been trying to do?" "You have one option." "What's that?" "Erase yourself." The prototype raised its hand. A white pulse spiraled out, not light, not force. It was absence. Wolverine didn't run. He stepped into it. Everyone screamed. But Logan smiled. Because this time, he wasn't holding the hammer. He was the hammer. The final piece. Not a weapon. Not a god. Not a mutant. Just resistance made flesh. The pulse hit him and stopped. Then it reversed. The ring in orbit froze. Time shattered around Logan, showing 1,000 versions of himself. And every one of them chose the same thing. They stepped forward. The prototype cracked. Lightning burst from every fracture. Not from the sky, from inside Logan. He roared once, not in pain, in defiance. And the prototype exploded. Not into fire, not into dust, into silence. It was over. The sky returned. The gate collapsed. The throne vanished. Wolverine collapsed beside the fragments of the hammer, barely breathing. Cap rushed to him. "You did it," he said. Logan looked up, bloody grin forming. "Guess I'm worthy after all." Thor knelt beside him. "You are more than worthy. You are remembered." Tony hovered above, systems rebooting. Strange closed the last portal. The team stood together, battered, broken, but whole. Captain America lifted a piece of his shattered shield. Wolverine looked at it. "Keep it broken," he said. "Reminds the world even gods bleed." Cap nodded. No one spoke again, because in the silence, they all felt it. The gate was gone, but something else had awoken, and Earth had one weapon left. Logan, not chosen, not created, just unbroken.